Yeah. Yeah. SB.
Friends, welcome to another episode of Megan and Friends, where we celebrate the ordinary and extraordinary.
Our guest for today is Mr. Joevan Palmer. I love that you joined in.
Yeah. Why not?
All fun, all fun. So let's see, Joevan, how the heck do I know you? Let's start at the beginning.
Wow. How long ago was it?
6 years, maybe?
Wow.
6 years ago.
6 years at St. Jeezy.
And we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
At
6
St.
years
Jeezy.
at St. James we met. What were we was it? No, it wasn't the young adult. It was prior to young adult. It was
Fusion Choir.
yeah,
With
Fusion.
Willie Nelson.
But I feel like I met you before the choir though.
No, you didn't.
No,
Doing what?
you was praise dancing.
But I sang with the choir first.
Huh. Interesting.
Let me tell you what happened, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the choir, we used to sing every month,
Right.
but dancers, we be rehearsing for months and months and months before we actually present something.
Right.
So technically, I met you first with the choir.
This is true. So yeah. The old fusion days.
Fusion. Plug. Oh, that's where you used to be a chairperson.
You was a chairperson.
You were the chairperson.
Oh, chair as in like, I think like a chair. Like, ooh, go.
No, like chair.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, 6 years. Wow. Time has flown.
Yes. And you've done a lot in 6 years, sincerely.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
You've tried a lot.
I definitely tried a lot. I would say, I definitely tried a lot because I just felt like I was just like on this journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And everyone was telling me what I needed to do. And I was like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's try it. And none of that stuff actually worked because I wasn't doing what I knew I was supposed to do. So it was like, I guess sometimes you just feel like they have like all this like wisdom in the world. So like, of course they should know exactly what to do, or not. I mean, no, not know what to do, but like guide you in the right direction. Should I say?
Right.
So that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, they have wisdom. This is what they've been doing. This is like the path I should be going. So I was just really just on this journey to like doing all this stuff. And I think when I first met you, I was actually doing like ministry stuff, like big ministry stuff. About to become a whole pastor and everything. Yeah, like I was on the MIT team, ministers in training. I was on that probably like the whole time while we were all at St. James.
Yeah.
And I tried to enroll in seminary the first time, didn't get in because I like like this crazy balance to my old school, so I couldn't get my transcript. And then I was like doing like tech for like my work field for like a minor bit of time. And then during tech, like I didn't like any corporate job at all. I just couldn't do it. Like, because me, I'm just like so like out there and so free, like free spirited in a sense, to where it's kind of like I just need to be able to do something that I'm passionate about, that I enjoy, and that I can have fun with and still make money while I'm doing it. So
come on, Triaholic. What else did you do? Because I'm thinking of a couple other stuff you did.
So I'm gonna list everything out, and then I'll tell the story behind it after I list everything out. So I did technology, of course. I did ministry. I did nonprofit work. I've started a business, demolished the business. Well, I didn't demolish it. Actually dissolved itself because I didn't pay the fees. I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to do a business with some friends. What else did I do? I started a clothing line. Hint.
Oh, that don't look good on my end. Yeah, you did.
Let's not do that. Edit that out. So I started a clothing line, um, which is doing pretty well now, and then also have my coaching business as well. So, and I wrote a book.
Yes, I got that book.
Yeah, you did
You
buy one.
can't see it. It's a bookshelf over here.
So yeah, bought a book. What else? So much. I just been doing a lot. Man, I've been getting into entrepreneurs, getting my hands, feet, and nails, all that stuff dirty with entrepreneurship.
Mm.
That's been a journey, but I'm like there. Like I'm like at this space where it's just like one more thing I gotta do, and I feel like I'm gonna like really be in. Like I'm in what I need to be doing. I feel like I'm walking my purpose and everything because I feel it. And I've been seeing like the angelic numbers, like 1111 all the time. 111 and 444 have been my numbers that I've been seeing. And of course, I definitely believe in God, but also believe in spirituality and science and stuff that God shows us. So I've been seeing all these numbers for like the longest, and I actually saw it today, looking at an apartment with my sister, and I was walking down the hallway and looked up. It was apartment 444.
Look at God.
Right.
So was
So
you gonna get the apartment though?
not at all. I'm actually trying to buy a house. No, not at all. I mean, if I was interested, because the apartment complex is really dope, but if I was still trying to do a whole apartment, I would definitely move in that apartment if it was available, because I just felt like I looked up and like, wow, it was right there in my face. But yeah, so that's all I've been doing. Just been trying to figure it out, and I've got it figured out now, and that's the fun part. Like once you figure it out, it gets fun. It's draining but fun at the same time because you just know like this is it. Like everything else I've been doing doesn't even matter. Like I don't really care to like recognize. I care to recognize it because of course it was a part of my journey, but I don't really care to acknowledge it so much because like where I'm at now has been just so dope. Because I've been meeting so many people over time. What else I've been doing? I've been getting connected with so many things. I've been getting deeper into my purpose. I've been really just discovering who I am, living in my truth, like unapologetically.
Mm.
It's been a dope journey, and it's just so crazy because I've never been so free in my life.
Oh,
Like, no, I've never in my life been this free to where it's like I just feel comfortable just being me. Like, I know, like back in the day, I was like super. I wasn't like super conservative, but I was conservative still in a sense, to where like certain things I just wouldn't do because it's like, oh, well, we're not supposed to do this, or I shouldn't say this, or I can't do this, or I can't go this place. So it was just, that was just so much red tape on my life because that's kind of in a sense the way I was raised. Two, just kind of knowing, kind of in a sense, religion kind of keeping me bound in a sense, and the religious rules that we all like grow up into within the church.
yeah.
Not fully understanding and comprehending the Bible in the way that God intended it for us to really interpret.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so much. So I had to step away from everything that I was doing and really just like let everything go and kind of start from scratch. And it's
Wow.
been the most beautiful journey since.
That's so powerful. And the thing you were saying just towards the end about how you felt like there was so much red tape in your life and how you felt like because of religion.
Mm-hmm.
It's this is really weird. So you know me. I take stuff from like everywhere. You know, I can watch Game of Thrones and then get like a spiritual something out of it. You know,
Yeah.
that's how my wheels turn. I used to be in Bible study talking about because they Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that was me. But my husband plays video games, and he played a game. Um, I don't remember the name of it, but in the game it said magic is not supposed to rule you. Magic is supposed to guide you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel about religion. Religion is not supposed to rule your life and make you feel constricted. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
supposed to guide you to,
Right.
like you keep referencing, your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love it, makes me feel good when anybody says that they feel free.
Yeah.
Like just they feel free. And when they you unapologetically are being yourself, I could have laid out. Like I love that because I just feel
Yeah.
like it's too much copycatism in our society right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
to the point where like people going to the doctor so that everybody can have the same exact body.
Yeah.
Like we
And that what is called the BBB, Brazilian butt lift, or BBL.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep my flat butt, whatever.
I just want to be me and be the person I've been created to be, and just be happy being that person. I think what I've noticed is a lot of people aren't comfortable with who I am or who I've become in a sense. Not to say who I become, but more so just who I've really been, who I am, who I've been yearning to be, because it's just catching them off guard. And it's just now, back in the day, I can say I was definitely probably a pushover in a sense, to where I just kind of let things slide. But now it's just a little different, because I'm a little more discerning to people and their actions, and my awareness is a lot more heightened, to where I just can't deal and tolerate people's foolishness any longer. So
You shouldn't have to.
exactly, you think you shouldn't have to, or you just think like life really shouldn't have to do it in the first place, because people should just really be genuine people.
Right.
But there's a lot of finesses out here, and I was just so blind to it, because I was always being really gullible as a kid. So that kind of grew up with me at my growing stage. Like, the gullibleness grew up with me. So when I turned 12 or 13 or 14, gullible would turn 12, 13, and 14 as well. So it was like, would not just never leave me. So like I said, when I had to leave everything, I had to leave people. And really had to just kind of just go on this journey by myself and really heal from all of that. It was a lot, because a lot of people had disappointed me. A lot of people had misguided me and everything like that. So like my path was telling me to go this way, but they were saying, go this way. And okay, cool, you're supposed to be the wise one. Why not go this way? And I'm like, okay, this path is just not feeling right. So I just had to stop, and I would not have stopped had I not been hearing from God clearly. And I remember as clear as day, and I was disobedient to this joint. Like, God was like, your time is up. And I was like, what? No, I'm good. And I stayed longer in the place that I was supposed to stay. And I felt it, because every time I would go there, I would know like I wasn't supposed to be there.
This place is like a job.
No, this place was like church.
All right, son.
I was sitting at work. I remember I would never forget this joint. I was sitting at the job that I didn't like, typing on my computer, just like, and God was like, your time is up. And it was crazy, because I didn't even have to question God. I knew exactly what God was talking about when he had said that. When God said that, I knew exactly what he was talking about, where he was talking about, and everything. So it was a journey, because one, like I said, we pretty much, I say grew up, but we went to the same church for so long. We knew everybody. It was a place of comfort, place of happiness, and everything like that. And to have to leave that space, it was tough. Like, because a big piece of my spiritual growth was there. My spiritual maturity and all that stuff.
And you were a leader.
Yeah, I was in leadership heavy.
Yes.
In leadership, very heavy. Between young adult ministry, the seniors ministry, youth ministry, the MIT ministry. It was a lot I was doing, and to leave all that, because like you find a space that you feel comfortable in, you find a space that makes you feel good and makes you feel proud of who you are and what you're doing, and then to have to leave that space and then go into a foreign land, in a sense, that was it. Like, I had to leave that place, try to find a new church, and finding a church is like, a new church is like going to a new school, in a sense.
It's like finding a new boyfriend.
I wouldn't know that. Never had one of those. But
you know what I mean? Finding a new boo. I leave it gender neutral. Obviously,
right.
You've never had a new boyfriend.
I had to laugh at that. That was a funner.
Sorry.
Nah, you would get some, like, as you continue, there's a part of my story that'll tie back to this little joke we just had.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just that was life. Just really breaking free, and just like I said, just being free, living in my purpose and stuff. This has been, like, right now, I've never felt so good about life until now. And right now I'm 33 years old.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm young. I'm a young tenderoni.
Oh, wait, that's okay. I'm not that much older than that. I had to think about it. Some days I forget how old I am. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so that's just been life. Is really just on this liberating journey to freedom. doing protests and stuff. I went down to a few protests. That was,
Of course. You
I,
always been about that life.
that's always been me though. I've always been down for like the cause and really just like reform and change and stuff like that. That's gonna always be a part of me, because I just feel like it's needed in this day and time, especially now where a lot of black men are being gunned down, a lot of black women aren't being treated fairly. It's just not fair and it's not cool. And I did an internship for about a year in a youth detention center. And the first day I went, it was super draining and super heavy, because you go in there and you see these teens who really don't have no business being in there. And you think like, dang, this is the place that you house kids for crimes. I just feel like there's a better way to do it than the lock, because right now you're just kind of like, you're molding them and shaping them for the prison journey in and out of jail. Because in our community, going to jail is like a badge of honor. Yeah, I did my time with the rule. And I'm like,
Not so much, bro.
yeah, not really. I mean, if you want to wear that as your badge, that's cool. So it was a lot of trying to help a lot of kids unlearn and relearn life all over again. During that part of my journey, because I was in seminary during this time, and that was where had to give these kids spiritual guidance. But I said, it was hard to give them spiritual guidance when they really haven't had any foundational guidance. So it was like, we have to get back to the foundation before we get to the spirit first. So once your foundation was solid, then we can touch the spirit. So of course, we were starting to close with prayer and stuff, but it was more so I went in thinking different in an unorthodox way, because we were all chaplains. And I just said, I can't go in with this spirit-minded person, because like these kids aren't going to understand us.
Right. It's that what's that phrase? You gotta meet them where they at.
Yeah, yeah. And the good thing was I've had experience, because I worked in a group home with kids, who are pretty much, I want to say just like them, but they come from the same neighborhoods as those kids. So it was like,
I remember that.
experience into the youth detention center, and it was a life changing experience for myself and for those kids.
Yeah. And also, I bet that was a great impact on them to have a young black man
Yeah.
be there and be that representation for them.
A lot of times they were like, they just didn't see like a lot of black men coming in there.
Right. Right. Not especially not in that capacity.
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of those kids, they believe in other things as well too. So they believe in different religions and stuff like that. So it was like it wasn't hard to get them to kind of be in tune to what we're doing, because it wasn't just church all the time. It was real life situations, real life conversations and stuff like that that would they were drawn to, because they felt a lot of these kids who pretty much are doing these things, they feel like it's always gonna be a give and take relationship. So it's like, if I give you something, I gotta take something from you, or if I give you something, you're gonna want something back in return. I'm like, that's not what I want. I don't need anything from these kids. Like, I don't need anything. Only thing I need for you to do is to grow. That's it. That's it. And just change your life. That's all I want. I don't want your money, because a lot of those kids, I feel like in the streets, like it's like, if I give you something, I gotta do something for you in return. So if I give you 20 in return, you're gonna want 40. So it's pretty much a lot of these kids, they just want the life they live is just interest. They want people who got interest in their lives.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good stuff. Good life.
Oh yeah. Very hood. But hey, we're trying to change it. One kid at a time.
Yeah. But good for you for doing that. What made you want to do that? Because I remember when you worked at the group home.
So working with kids has always been a part of my purpose. When I was in college, I worked at Big Brothers and Big. I didn't work. I mentored with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, probably my whole college career. And I say career because I was there for 7 years.
I'm not judging you. I'm technically still in college, so there's that.
There is no journey to college. Get in where you fit in.
I'm not ever probably gonna go back, but still,
talented.
Forever a junior.
Right. So what was that? Yeah, so I was doing Big Brother Big Sister in college, and I left and moved here to Atlanta after college, and I couldn't find a job in my actual degree field, which is sport management. So I got in the door. Like I said, I was in technology for a little bit, and I was at this job, and I've been starting to get. I was a little outspoken too much at the job where I went. The supervisor on shift or on duty, whoever it was, she was pretty much was doing like some really crazy stuff that I just wasn't feeling. So I went to the director who said, "Hey, my door is always open if you ever need anything or want to talk anything about anything." So I was like, "Well, cool." So I'm gonna go talk about the supervisor, who just always is so out of the out of the way, how she does stuff. And I went on vacation after that meeting with him to go visit my grandparents back in New York for about a week. During that week, I got a phone call from the temp agency that I was with that I got fired from the job. Right.
Way to have an open door.
Exactly. I don't know if it was more so the supervisor who called my temp agency was like, nah, he's not gonna be a good fit or what. I even asked for any explanation. I really didn't care. For some reason, I've never felt so much peace being fired from a job at all. Like never in my life. I've been fired before and did not know how I was really gonna like make it happen. So I just figured I didn't know at that time. And then being fired this time, it just was peaceful. I was with my grandparents. I was like, I mean, I'm with my grandparents. I'm kicking it. Like, why am I gonna be stressed out of a job? So what I did was I was talking to my grandfather. I said, "Grandpa, I just got fired from my job." He said, "Don't worry about it. God got you." I said, "All right, cool. God got me." So I just prayed and was like, God, push me into purpose. And I got back, got on a job hunt. I had zero experience in the social work field. And a guy who was my homeboy to this day took a chance on me to work at the group home and gave me a job. He hired me right in the spot. Hired me right in the spot. And he was like, the reason I hired you is because one, you showed up to the interview, suit and tie and everything. Most people who apply for that type of job don't show up as dressed as I was. My resume was clean. And he just knew that I just had I was just passionate and I was willing to learn like everything I needed to learn. I worked hard at that job, 10, 12 hours a day sometimes. And the impact of that group home was just so life changing and transforming. Like to the day, I still talk to a lot of those kids who come through that group home.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's how I got into that field. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Like life has been a journey though, more so.
Yeah, you make sure you write another book. You write your biography.
I'm working on it. I'm working on my next book actually. I can't get the title out yet, but it's pretty much done. And it ties into like everything that has happened to me personally in my life, but also how it connects to the average person who has been, gone through life's trials and tribulations and everything like that. So as I'm writing this book, I want you to read it in my voice, but also read it in your own personal voice because I'm talking about myself and I'm also talking to you in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really just talking about all the hurdles I've experienced in life. My molestation as a kid, just being lost as a kid, dabbling in homosexuality for almost a short period of time, being released from that, because for me personally, it just wasn't life I was comfortable living. It was just because of my molestation. For me personally, I just felt like there was something in my mind that was saying like, this is a part of you. So I went and explored it. And then I was like, yeah, it's not for me. I have nothing against the community, but it's just something that for me personally, it just wasn't for me.
It was just it was more like a reaction to your trauma in a sense. Yeah,
pretty much a reaction to a trauma that I just couldn't shake. I just couldn't shake it. So I was like, why not I'm just gonna go out there and if maybe this is me. But then, I went out there experienced and I was just like, it's just not it. So that's a part of my story that I share unapologetically. This might be the first time I've shared it without actually shaking. So wow. Yeah, like
small victories.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Appreciate it. So
and you know what? Just real quick, we're not gonna stay on this topic, but I will say thank you for sharing that because a lot of times you hear stories from women who go through that experience, but you do not hear the stories from men or boys because it happens to both genders.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm sure when it happens to anybody, you feel isolated, but it's especially isolating if you live through your whole life and you feel like you never come across another story like yours.
Yeah.
So, thanks for being courageous. And I'm sure, like you said, it's helping you probably heal too. But
I've been in therapy for the past 2 years, and that's been part of like my liberation. Just living so free. My therapist, like, she's so free spirited, and I think that energy kind of jumped on me, and I just been out here just living life.
but not jumped on you like
it had to, because like my first therapy session, I sat there and I literally laid on the couch. Everybody talk about, it's just a picture, but I literally laid on the couch and we just talked, and she just listened, and she made me feel so comfortable about everything, my whole story, and about everything that I said. Like, because a lot of times we feel like when we go to therapy, we're going to be judged for what we speak about, but it's like the safest place you can ever be. And it was super safe because she gave me the courage. Well, she didn't say she gave me, because I already had it in me, but she brought out the courage in me to just be free, to live how I need to live, to be who I am, to not be so timid, to not be so shy all the time, to be so outspoken, to the point now it's just my therapy, like, is really crazy, because in a sense, I can just pick up the phone and just hit her up and like, she'll be like, what's going on? And sometimes we'll just chat just to chat. And it's just, I need to get something on my chest, or I need to talk, or whatever. It's so freeing. And that's what I want other people to really experience, especially a lot of Black men who've gone through, a life journey the way I've gone through. Like, I want to help. My job now is to help other Black men who suffer from things that I suffer, who are hiding in shame from, their past lives or their past traumas. And I want them to be free. Like, I want to be a bunch of Black men walk around here free, unapologetically. Then a lot of Black boys doing the same exact thing, Black women doing the same exact thing. I want people to be free, right? And that's where I'm at now, is helping individuals who've experienced sexual traumas, who have gone through, phases in life, and they feel like, I'm stuck in this space because I can't speak it out, and I want to so bad, but I'm scared of what my parents are gonna think of me. I'm scared of my brother or sister gonna think of my friends. And the crazy thing is, my first homework assignment was for me to tell a friend about my life experiences. And I was so scared because I was scared of the reaction. Like, man, my friend's about to judge the hell out of me. And it wasn't that. I got the complete opposite. Like, oh, okay, whatever. We cool. Live life, man. Do what you do. And it was just like, and I was like, dang, that's it? That's all it is? And I guess that's how it is when you got real ones in your circle. Because you got real ones in your circle, they're not going to, like, they know it's life. They know we're all going through this thing called life, and it's like, it's cool. Like, when I think one from was like, oh, I think I already knew that, but okay, whatever. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, okay. And I told my best. I think my best friend was the first person I told, and we're laying down. We're laying down, but I was laying down on this swing. I'm always laying down somewhere because I just like to be relaxed.
I see. Lounging.
I was laying on the swing. I said, we're gonna need. I said, told the waiter, I said, we're gonna need about 2 drinks. She's gonna need 2. I'm gonna need 2. I was about to tell the story, and I told my best friend the story. We sat there, we talked about it. She cried, I cried a little bit, and it was like, from that day forward, I just been in that path of just telling people I feel like I need to tell, who's been closest to me. I told 2 of our closest friends, and they gave me the same response.
Of course they did.
Yeah. And it was like, man, this is cool. This is so cool. It's so freeing. So freeing. It's dope. Like, I just live life as just who I am, and it's been cool. Really, really cool on this journey to liberation and just freedom, and to healing and becoming a whole man.
So that's one, I'm really super duper happy for you, because I can see it.
Oh, thanks.
Like, in the way, even though, okay, so we do that Leo thing with, like, we're lurkers. we're friends from afar.
Right.
Double tap. That's dope. Oh, I like this. Yeah. Like,
yep.
We'll never plan nothing. But one day somebody gonna plan something, and we both gonna be there. And
I'm gonna plan it.
You're not planning nothing.
I'm gonna plan. I'm gonna put it together and, like, connect everybody together and get a date and say, hey, everybody, we need to get up together.
You're gonna initiate.
Yes, I miss my friends. I haven't seen like it's right with COVID right now. It's tough because you have kids, a husband that you have to care for in this whole pandemic. I have. Why are you okay? I said kids, and you just kind of.
I've been stuck in the house with these people for a whole year, man. I mean, that's the face you make.
I'm sure, but I don't have kids, so I don't have to make that face. I miss your kids. I haven't seen them in forever. They were like my two little homies.
They like this tall now.
I bet. I bet they're super tall. And I miss all of our friends. I miss us hanging out and laughing. But COVID has done that. And it's just like, I feel like now that, well, when Atlanta's wide open, but I'm not out there with Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I feel like we should at least do something. Like the weather's warming up. Maybe be at the park one Saturday and just have a picnic or something. I'm going to plan this.
I don't know about the picnic, but can we do like a vineyard or something?
I don't care. Oh, this is like a kid-free event. Oh, I'm definitely down.
Oh, was you trying to bring kids? I just told you I'm sick of these people.
I mean, but you know, Joevan love the kids.
We're gonna have to do 2 events.
Okay, we do 2. Summer's we're walking into spring, and summer's going to be here. But yeah, COVID has definitely been eye-opening too, because it showed me so much about myself, and it showed me areas that I need to improve in. So I wouldn't say my parents and I had a rocky relationship or nothing like that, but it's just always been kind of weird. And then COVID just brought us together, and things have just been a lot better. Like, I probably at my parents' house like every week now. They might get tired of seeing it.
Because you probably be grocery shopping in their fridge.
Oh, definitely. All the time. Always be with bags. Always. But COVID has definitely been dope for me personally. I don't know, a lot of people say it's been depressing, which I can get, because when if you're an extroverted person, you're okay. Like, it's probably killing you. Exactly. And my thing is, I'm introverted, extroverted. So I get the best of both worlds. So being inside has always been cool for me because, one, I'm always in something or doing something, and I'm always dealing with people 24/7. So not having to be around people so much now, it's like, whew, thank God. So I've been cool with COVID. I haven't really been having the stressors, even though I had caught COVID.
Wait, what?
I had COVID for
You had the Rona?
I had the Rona.
Oh, man.
It was crazy.
I forgot what I was going to ask you right before this.
Oh.
No, I remember. I remember. I remember. So it's the eyeballs.
He got stuck in eyes.
I remember. Okay. So now that you're feeling free and fancy and healthy, and let's talk, and you feel like you're finding your purpose, you're on your journey, you removed the red tape from your life. What is Joevan Palmer doing now?
So right now I'm actually building my coaching program out.
Let's talk about this coaching program, because you can get a text message every day from this man. He's quite inspirational. Yeah, follow him on Insta.
Yep. So my coaching program, my direct niche is, what I do is I help individuals who have been sexually traumatized. I help them by releasing suppression, regaining trust in relationships, and also really just finding like this freedom to walk in the path that they are born to walk in. So it's pretty much doing those 3 things. A lot of people, especially like a lot of men, we suppress inside. I know I suppress, and sometimes I still do it from time to time, where I say I'm okay, but I'm really not okay, because sometimes you don't know how to fully express yourself. So I walk people through like this 8-week journey, or sometimes if you need longer, it's an 8-week journey that we just go through week by week, that we chunk at the elephant bit by bit by bit, to get you to a space where you feel like, I can breathe now. I can live life, and I can be transformed, and I can transform somebody else, and I can fully walk in my purpose. So that's what I'm doing right now in my coaching space. I'm slowly building it out. I'm going to launch it in April. I have no choice but to launch the coaching program in April.
Ain't no plan B.
No plan B.
I saw that today. I like that. I do.
No plan B at all. I'm doing this. I'm releasing my book, hopefully between April, not hopefully, sorry. I'm releasing my book this year as well. I'll give you the title. The title is called Identity Crisis. Because that's what I had in that whole total identity crisis.
Uh-huh.
So,
and now you feel like you know who you are.
Yeah, I know exactly who I am because of my journey. I know you can't tell me any different. You can try to tell me something about myself, but I already know it. But sometimes it's always good hearing it from other people. So there's a chapter in my book where I use my group home experience to talk about myself. So it's called The Fostered Child. And though I wasn't a foster child in a sense, because I work with, of course, they're from the foster care system, I just felt like I related to them so much through their life experience, because some of them kids, they were sexually molested. They were kids who were trying to be somebody who they knew they weren't, and that was me. I was trying to be somebody I knew I wasn't. Growing up, I was a molested kid. Sometimes I felt outcasted. Sometimes I felt like I didn't mix in my own family. So it was like that's how I felt, and that chapter, I was inspired. So it was like every piece of my life I was inspired by, and I was inspired by that group home. So I'm like, I'm gonna name this chapter The Foster Child, and that's what I'm gonna talk about. Feeling like a foster child inside of a family. You get what I'm saying? Like feeling that way because I was a middle child. I I had to suffer from middle child syndrome.
I don't feel like a foster child though, but I know I'm a middle child. I know what that's like.
Yeah, so it's like, middle child syndrome and just feeling like you just don't belong, not even in this family, but you don't belong in this world sometimes. I've never been suicidal, but sometimes I just felt like I just didn't know where I belong. And a lot of kids who go in like this foster care system, they don't know where they belong because they've been bounced from home to home or group home to group home or been homeless and all types of stuff. And sometimes though I may not physically experience that stuff, I felt that way though. And it was just crazy how I was able to relate something from my life to these kids' life who've been going through this foster care system where I mourned for them because it was just, these kids are just trying to live life and I'm just trying to live life and you just can't live it because you don't know who you are. And you're going through this crisis in your head just trying to figure out, well, shoot, am I Joevan today, or am I my middle name Jerome, my Jerome today, or who am I today? It's just, or who do I present to the world today? Because I've had so many identities trying to figure out who I am, and I got to put on this front. I got to wear this mask at all times because either I got to be the tough guy this day, I got to be the guarded kid this day, I got to be the defensive kid this day. It's like, what the heck is going on? So my mind is just exploding, but it's not an explosion to where I'm having like an aha moment. It exploded because I deep down inside is screaming and yelling and yearning to be just one person.
I can't wait to read this book though.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a dope book. It's because it's gonna take you on my journey, but it's gonna also take you on your own journey because I want the readers who identify with this book to be able to see themselves in this book and to really be able to relate with me and to be able to become the person that they know they can be or the person that they just want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how many people can relate to your story, even not necessarily your specific trauma, but people who just struggle with knowing who they are, their personal identity crisis. And I feel like all of us have a bit of that in us. Yeah. And even different parts of your story here and there, people will have different ways that they feel like it relates to their own personal story because the human experience is really a singular experience.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
there's variants, but we.
What are you the Wu-Tang?
Oh, is that a thing?
Remember that? Yeah, just that's my thing. I can never crump, but I always just because. This was cool.
I never tried because it hurts. I never committed. It hurts when you really like.
I mean, you were like a born dancer.
Sir, but I'm also lazy. Okay.
I know we're gonna work on that, Megan.
Mind your business.
Love you.
Well, all right, sir. I could talk to you forever, really. It's so easy to talk to you.
Oh,
And then, you know, we're both talkative, even though you faking like you're an introvert sometimes, but you're really not. It's
I'm
okay.
introverted, extroverted. It just takes me some time to kind of, I have to warm up to people because I still deal with trust issues sometimes. So I have to kind of feel out people, and then it's like, oh, okay, we're cool then.
I never warm up to anything. I'm just like, bam.
And then like I said, some days I have those moments where it's just like, wow, Joevan is here. The show must begin. And then there's some days where it's like, oh, I'm here. I really want to go home. Exactly. So I'm like an introverted, extroverted person. I enjoy it. I am who I am. I love who I am. And hey, you get what you get.
Yay, I love who you are too. Thanks, friend. Wakanda forever. That was really supposed to be love though, but then you took it somewhere.
Okay, there you go.
Wait. But before, oh, come on, color purple. You gotta cry when you do it. I love that you're an active participant in all of my shenanigans.
It makes things more fun. Instead of me just sitting like, you got the, listen, that's the crowd participation. Gotta do.
Okay, but before we hang up, tell the people where they can get their Living Blessed merch.
Oh, for sure. So you definitely get that from IamLivingBlessed.com. That's IamLivingBlessed.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Joevan, Joevan Jpalmer. And if you want to get connected with me, just go to my website, joevanjpalmer.com. It's your life.
All right. This has been great.
It was. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for agreeing to be on, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me. You have a good one.
You too. I'm bad at hanging up. You gotta hang up.
Yeah. Yeah. SB.